as depicted in history books. But that's another story. The negative beings were a lot harder to kill. Radiation found underneath, and like crosses and all that stuff, never worked on them. So radiation found underneath nails and inside bones, well, let me explain later. Radiation found underneath nails and inside bones from ancient corpses are thousands of years old and still emit radiations, high levels of them. Very unnatural, high levels. The destruction of Atlantis and its huge stone roads that buried Unaguni, the decimated Gobi Desert pyramids, are just chilling reminders of what happened and why we chose the path that we did. In order to not be weak and become strong, and to prevent possession from these negative beings from another dimension that took our bodies, stole our souls, and broke our hearts. We had to turn off the stargates and shut down our access into the magical realms. In doing this, we forgot everything about love, and that it heals, strengthens, forgives, and can transcend and conquer death. You see, we are not gods, but we are love, and in our sector of the universe, we are love from Earth. The love sign is one of the reasons why when Mila Janicevic says before she shoots out that beam of energy, she's the fifth element, so you have all the four elements surrounded by a fifth, but it's incomplete. They're missing a key, which is love, and you can't have that without male and female archetypes, and they're very different, which meaning that they are in together. Love is true unity, or trinity, which is the mind, body, soul, and which is the male and female archetype, and the expression of both as one unit, or as a spirit. So, I mean, to be male and deny your female is to not be a unit, is not to be trinity, is not to be holy. So that's what the fifth element's all about, and she couldn't shoot that beam out unless she had his fuel, his love energy. And by the way, if you're thinking something stupid like this is a part of the grand deception, honestly, a conquering race takes and then moves on to the next planet. We're addicted to oil and pollution, and advanced spiritual beings, not demons or not, are not preoccupied with possession and our souls. Why would advanced beings waste their time with people that are killing their own planet, unless, like in all scriptures, we are their relatives? People do stupid things for money, but we will do everything for survival. So let's succeed, not survive. Let's embrace and live. In closing, the secrets that the Lemurians, that are our ancestors from Orion, the great green man Sufi, or green Sufi, or Osiris, and also Quetzalcoatl. They are our past. The Atlanteans again are our future cousins, the next evolutionary project, as once again they are the chosen ones, interestingly enough, chosen by humans. We will be their forefathers. They will be the future fish people portrayed in the Sumerian texts. The key to this is the pineal gland staff, which joins the dragon in every religion, the architect, and the phoenix, the creator. As a door again is a question of time and its comprehension. Another secret is that the third eye is the opening of the pineal gland. But the key is that once you discover Earth's history and accept its beautiful and terrible truths, then the doors to the other dimensions begin to reveal themselves to your experimentations. As the secret societies start to take interest into making you immortal. Therefore, some religions use the dragon to remind us. Please read Q22, 21, 31. And it will explain more and help you understand how all this relates, because you can't have one without the other. And that's how keys work. Keys work to unlock secrets in your brain, which activates neurons and then explains everything. And that's the B to the A and the C, and you won't know what I'm talking about unless you... And I can't continue to do this because some of these interviews are like an hour long, and it's crazy. So I don't want to continue to repeat myself. I mean, the second segment gets even more concrete and is more meaningful, and it shows the symbolisms, the decipherings, the actual codes, the actual treasures of reality, and those are the true awakenings, and it unlocks memories in your brains. But I can't just give you those ciphers. You have to go through this process first, and then I can reveal it. And it's not that I'm someone that has these truths. I'm not no one other than anyone that has been studying the religions, all of them, and learning how to say thank you and sorry in every religion, and even hi. And that way I can upgrade my cultural upbringing to embrace the beauty in everyone, which is love. And this is my story, and I hope you appreciate it. And that's all I need. That's gratification that I desire, and I hope it's satisfactory for you all. Therefore, some religions use dragons to remind us that evil can exist within all of us. Remember this? Live, spelled backwards, is evil. So please remember. I guess that a lot of people, also that the dark dimensions is everything, is everywhere, but evil is not always waiting there. So recognize that we're both positive and negative, as this. Is absolutely essential to our survival. I guess that a lot of people will find that it do not make sense. But when underground bases and secret technology begin to be revealed, by then your own personal evolution will just have to wait until after 2012, as you are still busy in your own evolution. Those around you, even your own pets and dogs, will assist in Earth's evolution. So will you after 2012. In closing, an important key is that in Islamic religion, the key is that Jesus was born into a human body. Once again, this is from the Islamic or Muslim Islamic wisdom. Therefore, with all human flaws, that he was a prophet by birth, that purified and then ascended to godhood after physical death, the sacrifice. Another key is that it is true that the Mahdi will return with other prophets together to unveil spirituality to the world. The key here is to recognize how powerful it was for Muhammad to not have access to secret knowledge, and to know this beyond being personally tutored by Gabriel, which was at times in segments. You see how angels work is they don't sit there and they tell you everything. They have work to do. He was not only taught by just an angel, he was taught by one of the most intelligent angels, Gabriel. And Gabriel is many things other than an archangel. He sits on the council and is a general. He's one of 7 generals. So, I mean, it just shows you how important that Muhammad was and what he represents. And it's proof because he decoded that, and we have to recognize this as a race of his intelligence. So without this recognition, we're in trouble. And the Celtics know this, but they don't say anything because they've been murdered throughout history. But anyways, I mean, we all live in a magical world, and it's been not taken away from us. We just have to turn it off so we can get smarter. Now that we don't have the answers, we're angry because we know and feel magic. So let me continue. The door is the recognition that the 2 religions and prophecies are joined, as both religions reference the God of war, Yahweh, and its polar opposite, mercy and forgiveness in Allah. Together they represent Akbar. But without turning the key in the other direction, going through this door, one would need to put together that Jesus is not only God. And the other revelation is that to be offered every 10 virgins or just one best friend for eternity is a trick. Obviously, this is for extremists only. As a trick, as is the trick that God is singular. There is also another trick, but that is propaganda. But what is not a trick is that God is singular, as both religions curiously make the same mistakes, as with homosexuality, hatred for other religions, and so forth. But not hatred in the sense of other religions, hatred in the sense, and I'm only doing this to connect the activation of the brain, and it's for not accepting others and their religions and their belief in God. My belief in God cannot equal your belief in God. It's impossible because it's a feeling thing. Because we're missing B, we'll never know what A means. How can you tell me how happy or how sad I am? You could understand it, but you'll never know it. Just like how we're missing B. So we'll never get C. We'll never get to C. Because we can't have a frame, a template to help us get to C. Because we're in the middle of saying, you know, I don't believe you, and you don't know what I'm talking about, and, you know, I mean, try fasting for your religion. Don't misconstrue that wrong way, but that is quite powerful. And, you know, it's like we take for granted what's being put on the table, but meanwhile, you know, people don't understand how hard it was to get food back then. But also the reason for it was reverence and respect. But anyways, that's what we have to see past.